I'm count. Right? Now we're giving it to you. Now we're giving it to you on the two.
People like the Rockefellers in case studies because they've moved large dollars and utilized this kind of a strategy. These benefits.
This is big breaking news. A warning has been issued for Florida and along the Gulf Coast that a major situation is developing and is going to get worse over the next few days. So let's get into all the details here. You guys can see this is what we're dealing with right now in the Gulf, right off the coast of Florida. You can see this tropical system. This is Invest 91L. And it has officially been named by the National Weather Service. And this is what it's projected to do over the next few days. You guys can see it is having the spinning motion.
This is what I like to call the God of this world, breath, versus the Most High breath. Braka Yashiala already. See how it looks like the Milky Way? See? They go to tail. They go to spindle, 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 spindle. Just to show you where carobs come from. To show you the breath, power of destruction. It all comes from the breath of the Most High, but the reflection of the city, the nation, or the world, that the wind, remember I speak through wind. My many stars speak through wind. Even destruction winds that hurt people are judgments of the Most High. But it's far first. Most understand that. Right?
Alright. This has the potential to be a tropical storm or even a low-level hurricane. And this is going to bring tons of rain to places like Tallahassee and along the
top of
bend of Florida. All right, everything west of I-75 is expected to get at least a foot of rain. You guys can see here, it says tropical weather outlook. An area of...
An angel rolling, Bukarutan is about almost at the bottom. Not quite, about right there. He under me.
Low pressure may form over the northeast Gulf this weekend and has a medium chance 50% of developing into a tropical system as it moves slowly near the southeast U.S. early next week. Rounds of heavy rainfall and gusty winds possible across west and central southwest
Shalom, Braka, Serena Smith.
Right, so you guys can see this region. They're predicting a 50% chance that it develops in the next few days. So if you're in this area of Florida, you need to be taking precautions. We could see power outages and we could see flash flooding. You guys can see here it says rounds of heavy rain in the Suwannee River Valley of northeast Florida. And it's saying here, higher moisture will likely bring waves of heavy downpour Sunday through Wednesday. Map shows, quote, high and potential rain amounts for 3 to 5 inches for portions of the Suwannee Valley and generally west of I-75. Slick roads and occasional blinding downpours, localized flooding possible, especially at urban and low-lying locations. So you guys can see here places like Gainesville are expected to get at least 2 to 3 inches, Lake City and Live Oak 3 to 4 inches, and areas west of that going more towards the coastal areas are expected to get 8 inches to 15 inches depending on your region. All right, so there actually are lots of neighborhoods and communities in this region. We could even see some storm surge from this tropical system.
Now, let's show you the bands, what we call bands. And the hurricane is arms in the Milky Way. See the lightning? Hear the little bit of thunder? See my car? I don't know, what is your news telling you? Because I'm living in this state. They ain't saying much or nothing. All right, every day, hockey toss. You know what I mean? It ain't like it used to be when they warn them. Everybody get up if you want to evacuate or whatever, or stay. You know what I mean? You ain't got that no more. You ain't got FEMA, let me remind you. To when this stuff happened, you ain't got none of that no more. Not in Maruki, not in America. So the spirit inside him. That's just something to blame stuff on when the people get mad. The leaders is them niggas you don't see, y'all know about the Bilderbergs, so on. I mean, Illuminati's puppets, you know what I mean? Ain't no different than the Carolina BCDI vet route going through, you know what I mean? Like we did with them other things, and we rebuke things in the name of Yahusha and the power. It's not a name, it's a fire. That's why you receive the Holy Ghost. You receive fire. It don't say nothing about no name. That's that stuff, that religious stuff, man. Stop that. You beat things with alchemy. You have the alchemy of the spirit, or you got the alchemy of the law. To y'all, that's the Old Testament, where you gotta use got doggone animal blood and transfer your stupidity, energy, into something innocent that it had to lose its life for you to be sustained, like drugs or sorcery. But when your book tells you, when you are not bound by the law is not a book or something you learn in God. It's the law of nature. You reap what you sow, whether you believe in Yah or not. So with that being said, all right, when you're not bound by the weaknesses in your zodiac, when it says get your house in order, when Taurus or whoever get their house in order, they can run up to Pisces. They can run up to anybody and say, hey man, you slipping. But until you get your house in order, you won't know about the power that you can take a storm and blow it just like the breath of God blew his monkey ass over here in the location. Well, you got the same breath and inheritance to blow his ass somewhere you don't want it to be after you consult with the spirit and get authoritated to do so. There's steps to this, baby. But you cannot walk in fear. You must walk into the promises of faith. So here's another things like this, and storms and hurricanes and things like that with that same fire. So it's not gonna be no different here when this thing comes. They don't want me to warn people about a little gimmick, a little storm. I can't end the video. Won't let me in. That's crazy.